Alright, well I think it's safe to say this thing is now out of commission. Yep, it is definitely out of commission, but the wheels are still spinning, so that's something. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, this is ScrapMan, and we're here with another episode of Dream Car Racing 3D. So last time, we did our first attempt at building our own car, and it was a very complex and difficult process. So before we get into building an actual realistic looking or cool looking car or concept, I figured let's take a look at what other people have built since the game came out, and that'll probably help me learn a little bit about what's possible and what I want to do for the next episode. So we're also going to look at a couple of different maps too. I have a few different maps downloaded, so we'll take the different creations on a few different maps. So let's take, I don't know what I've never been on the basic plateau road map yet, so we're gonna see what that's like. We're gonna head into Sandbox, and so this is the first thing that I think we're gonna show today. This is called Tank Tracks, and it is by Creative. So if you have the game, you can look in the workshop for Tank Tracks by Creative if you want to see this creation. So I have no idea if this thing actually works or not. I have not tested it yet, but if you look at it, there are a ton of frames on this thing. There are 1,355 frames on this, 280 panels, 256 steering rods. What? All right, I don't know if I understand steering quite enough. Like, I don't know, why do you need 256 steering rods, 76 shocks, 32 wheels, and an engine, and a seat? I'm pressing V, there we go. This is what the thing looks like in real life. We're gonna go ahead and spawn it right now. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to handle this, I don't know. We're gonna see if the game can even handle it. It might take a while to load. Oh, no. Well, apparently this thing is a little bit too demanding. I'm getting 2 frames a second right now. Well, that's really unfortunate. This looks really cool. It's got suspension everywhere. It's got all these, just too many frames, I think. Too many interacting parts. So unfortunately, I think this tank is just a little bit too much for the game. So we're gonna take a look at another creation. All right, so we looked at the tank tracks. We looked at some of this other stuff before. Let's take a look at the Trike by Edvin. Looks like it's pretty cool. It's got one suspension in the front. That's interesting. I'm trying to take a look at, one of the things, steering is kind of confusing to me right now, so I'm just trying to look at how this stuff is working. It looks like it might pivot. Is that a support? It looks like it might pivot along this here. Oh, that's a solid frame. Interesting. Solid frame, solid frame. Oh, okay, so this all rotates around this pivot point. All right, it's got some triple. Those triple suspension? 4 quad is that quad suspension on the sides there? Looks like it has 4 suspension pieces coming up on those back wheels. It looks like it'll be pretty stable. How many frames? It only has 106 frames, 10 shocks, 3 wheels. All right, so let's go ahead and take this thing out on the road. All right, this thing looks pretty cool. Yeah, so the steering is just in the front. Wow, this is a very bumpy map, but the suspension looks to be acting pretty well. I'm actually pretty impressed with this thing. This thing's fast, whoa. Relatively stable. I mean, considering, look at this map. I mean, in all honesty, this map is intense. I wonder, all right, deformations are on. Let's see how well it will drive just across the uneven terrain. Seems to be handling itself pretty well so far. Oh, there goes our wheel. All right, let's try that again, see if we can get a little bit farther. It looks like there's like almost like a little road here. Oh, our wheel's already kind of collapsed a little bit. Let's go ahead and, we're not gonna be able to get much farther now. I was gonna try to crash into that, but don't think that's gonna work. All right, now let's go ahead and spawn on top of the pillar, and then we'll go ahead and just zoom off and see what happens with the deformations. There we go, and we've kind of pancaked just a little bit. Okay, let's move on to the next creation. All right, we're gonna take a look at the stock car by Smelgren. Whoa, okay, I remember seeing this in the workshop now. This thing looks really cool. I love the contours, how it actually looks, it's shaped like a real car. I like the attention to detail with that goes. I'm curious exactly how much stability this is gonna have. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of support in there. That's one of the things that I'm really impressed with, is how much detail has to go into these things with the frames in order to fully support everything. One thing I am unsure of, and I can't find any information yet on it, but I don't know why some of these are blue and some of these are red with the attachment points. I don't know what that means. We got 271 frames, not bad. A bunch of panels. We're gonna take this thing into a different map. My new map, V2. I have not even tried this one yet either. So we'll go and take the car. I wonder if there's gonna be any flat spots to drive this thing. Okay. Okay, interesting. Oh, there's like a little drag race right here. Cool, cool. And we're stuck. All right, I'm actually tempted right now. I'm gonna turn deformations on, and then we're gonna just bomb it down this drag strip right here. All right, we're just gonna go for it. Here we go, as fast as we can. We'll do a little bit of slow motion when we get to the end there too, and we'll hopefully watch some good crumple effects going on. This is a really cool build. I'm really liking the way this thing is shaped. All right, here we go. Gotta get ready for the slow-mo. And slow motion. Yes. Now that feels much more realistic as far as the crumple effects goes. It didn't quite pancake, but it actually took in the whole center section there. And my wheels are just completely messed up right now. But hey, it's still drivable. So I'm gonna see if I can take this thing. I think there's some jumps over there. Let's see what's over here. And go ahead and take this thing off of these jumps. I doubt it's going to survive without crumpling, but that would be kind of cool if we could time the landing just right and actually land smoothly. All right, here we go. And we're going up in the air, and hey, this might work. Look at that, this thing survived. We have deformations on and everything. I am actually really impressed. Well, let's go ahead and crumple against the wall now. Oh, that's not a wall. There we go. All right, that's cool. I think the strength of this thing is perfect for a realistic feel. We were able to survive the jump and everything. Okay, let's go ahead and look at another vehicle. And we'll go on the example map too, which I think, oh no, I don't even know what example is. We've been on the plateau, I don't know what the example map is. So we'll do that as well as a new vehicle. We will choose Pure Power by Desolator IV or Desolator 4. I don't know which one. All right, here we go. This is, what? This is Pure Power, apparently. That's a lot of engines. I don't even know, are all of those engines actually doing something? I don't know how to tell if the engines are actually doing something. And so we're just gonna go ahead and spawn it and give it a try. Ooh, this is an interesting map. Looks like a bunch of cool pillars. This thing's kind of bouncy. This thing won't stop bouncing. All right, let's see how fast this thing is. Here we go. All right, it's going. It's picking up speed. Oh boy, I just turned a little bit and now it's like, it's wobbling like, the whole game just shook. What is going on? This thing is crazy. The turning radius is not very big, but the wheels are huge. Why is that thing sticking out in the front? Oh, that's the turning. That thing turns with the wheels. That's crazy. But this thing is just a nightmare for driving. All right, let's actually turn deformations on and try to crumple this thing. Allow deformations. All right. And the wheels have already pretty much kind of collapsed. And we're going off. Oh, the engines are just, the whole frame just twisted. That looked painful. All right, well, I think it's safe to say this thing is now out of commission. Yep, it is definitely out of commission, but the wheels are still spinning, so that's something. Okay, let's take a look at the next creation and see what we got. All right, we're gonna look at a pickup. I know that some people requested me in the comments to build a pickup, so let's see what this pickup looks like. Oh, this thing looks really smooth. Look at that, this is legit. It's even got the tires in the back. Wow, look at the lights. We have glass for the lights, that's really nice. Really nice touches here. It looks good. Now the question's gonna be, will it drive good? All right, well, it hasn't collapsed yet. Let's see how it runs. This thing is a smooth, oh. Well, I guess that's pretty typical of a pickup. If you turn too sharp, they're a little bit top heavy. But this thing is a smooth ride. Look, it's not bouncing around or anything like that. It's just you cannot turn sharp at all, otherwise you are totally going to flip over. All right, so now I'm really curious. There, that is a good car. All right, that's my next goal right now. I want to do a, like that was pretty good there, but I want to do one of those cool movie crashes where the car just rolls onto its side and keeps rolling. Actually, its deformation's on. We kind of warped the frame there. Let's check really quick. Menu. Oh, deformations are on. Wow, so deformations were on that whole time. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go nice and fast, and then we are going to just turn really sharp and hope to get into a barrel roll. All right, and here we go. Yeah, no, it didn't keep the barrel roll going. But it's hard, I think it's hard for the top of the frame here to get enough friction to keep the roll going. All right, here we go. Keep the roll going, keep it going, go on. There we go, all right. All right, that was pretty cool. We didn't roll as many times as I was hoping to. I think mainly because this thing doesn't have the speed for it. But let's go ahead and take this thing off of one of the pillars here and see how the crumples look. All right, we're gonna go backwards. Let's just go backwards off. And roll, let's roll off. Yeah, there we go. Actually, this thing, wow. I am really surprised at how sturdy this thing is. All right, we're gonna need a bigger ramp to go off. I want to see this thing crumple. So let's go to the crash test map. All right, we're at the crash test map. I'm gonna take this thing off of the big jump up here. This thing looks so legit. I don't know anything about cars, but this looks pretty legit. We're just about ready to see just how sturdy this frame's gonna be. Putting it to the ultimate test, and we're going slow motion. This is so tranquil and serene. You wouldn't even know that impending doom is right around the corner. And here it comes. Okay, that was a little bit more damage than I was expecting, to be quite honest. Wow, look at that. That is just a complete pancake. Yeah, I think so far this thing's one of my favorites because it's super sturdy when you're driving around. It's easy to flip, which is just kind of fun, honestly. And it does do some pretty good crumplings from what I've seen so far. But we're gonna see how this happens. We're gonna drive off this ramp and into the wall. We're gonna keep it at full speed this time instead of slow motion, just to see what happens. See how it looks like real time. And here we go. Wow. Okay, I think this thing is just well built to take front impact like that. That was not very much impact at all. Okay, up next we're gonna look at Drag Race, and they don't have their name in here, so I don't know who the person is, but if you type Drag Race into the workshop, you should find this car, because this thing looks really cool looking. That is just a intimidating looking car. That is cool design. I'm a big fan of that so far. It's kind of weird. It's like a tripod type thing. It looks like we got a bunch of wheels that are just interlocking with each other. I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe it just adds the friction. Maybe it's kind of like a glitch to add the friction. I don't know. I don't know how if that helps or hurts it. But we're gonna see how this thing works. It's interesting. It's like a tripod type thing. The back wheels are a lot bigger. But man, look at all those frames. We got 260 frames in this thing. All right, race. Look at this thing. This is like a interesting Batmobile style thing. Uh-oh. All right, I'm gonna turn deformations off right now. There we go. So the steering's pretty interesting. It looks like it's got some interesting suspension in the back. Whoa, this thing is fast. This thing is really fast, and I'm wondering if that has anything to do with the amount of wheels it has. Like, this thing is crazy fast. Let's go ahead and take this off. Take it off this jump here. If we can even make it down to the end, it drifts a lot. You gotta do a lot of tuning to keep it straight. There we go. Alright, now I want to turn deformations on and see if we can get down the runway without it collapsing before we get to the end. Please do not collapse. I want to be able to get to full speed without ruining you. Alright, here we go. We're off. It hasn't collapsed yet. I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping it steady. Alright, we got it now. I'm gonna go slow motion for this one. Here we go. Slow motion. Our engine's already kind of hit the ground there. There, that was a nice pancake. Look at all the engines in there. That is insane. Alright, we've pretty much halved our size, so good on us. We're gonna hit these pillars hopefully at full speed, or close to it. And we're gonna see what happens. Let's get a top-down view of this. Alright, here we go. Oh! So I think this one was probably my favorite out of the bunch, with the pickup truck coming in a close second. I just really like the design of this one. And this was the one that didn't have an author that left their name with it, so that's unfortunate. But whoever made this, sorry I couldn't see your name, but good on you, and kudos to DNS for the pickup truck as well. These are some really cool designs. Leave some comments down below of what you want to see me try to build, which I'm sure is not going to be nearly as good as these things, because I don't know if I have the time to put into a really detailed creation like this, but I will try. I definitely will try to do something, and if anything, you can laugh at how horribly I do. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, it really does help out a lot. And if you want to see more cool creative content like this, then don't forget to subscribe. This has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Now, as we exit the office, you'll notice Big Red. Now, Big Red was bought off a hunter who had come down from the north. The buck is the only one I'd ever seen to have this strange red nose instead of the usual black one. It's perhaps one of the rarest finds a hunter has ever scored. And ScrapMan paid a pretty penny to have